How do you raise capital from investors? How do you raise finance as an entrepreneur to put that money towards your property deals? Well, in this video, I'm going to be giving you some really useful tips and strategies and techniques to how to raise finance from investors. I've personally raised millions of pounds in finance, which I've put into my property investment deals. And after watching this video, hopefully you'll be able to do the same thing too. So first thing is structuring the deal right. If you're trying to raise money, but you don't know how it's going to be structured, you haven't got the right contracts, you don't know how the company's going to be structured, you're kind of onto a losing battle, because even if you go out there like a madman, pitching this deal, telling everybody you're looking for money, really networking hard, even if someone comes to you and says, I'm interested, I've got 100 grand, what's next? You're gonna be like, you don't know what's next. So you do need to get to the point whereby you actually understand how the structure is gonna be. Now there's different ways you can structure it. Number one is you can do it as a straightforward loan. So it can be a loan agreement from an angel investor whereby they can invest and you can give them a fixed return. This is a really straightforward way to raise money. What you need to think about though is if you're gonna raise money and it's gonna be a loan from an investor, how are you gonna pay them back? You need to make sure that the deal is a good deal. It's got a lot of profit in it. Also, are you gonna be able to give them a charge on the property? Or are you also gonna need a mortgage? Because if you're getting a mortgage on a property, you try and get the difference. The mortgage company ain't gonna be happy if they haven't got a first charge. So is it a loan? If so, is it a secured loan or an unsecured loan? What is the actual offer to the investor? Or is it going to be a joint venture? Now, a joint venture is just a case of they're putting the money in and then you're going to split the profits. Maybe you could split the profits 50-50. In which case, how's it going to be structured? You could set it up in a company where you could say, look, we're going to set up a company together. You're going to have 50% ownership to the company. I'm going to have 50% ownership. You're going to put 100 grand in. I'm then going to use that 100 grand to buy a property, to fix it up, to sell it, and then whatever the profit we make, the company will then divvy that up 50-50. If you're going to do that, what security has the investor got? Usually, when they put the money into the company, that will be a director's loan. Or you might have A shares and B shares with the company. So you just need to make sure that when you're pitching this, it's not just about the deal being good. It's also about the deal being well structured so that it's safe and secure for the investor. So that's the very first thing to think about before raising capital and before trying to raise finance from investors. Next thing, once you've got that set up, you've got your deal, you've thought about the structure, you've got a good structure set up, which is fair and secure for the investor. Next thing you need to do is, before going crazy on social media and running your mouth everywhere and trying to pitch everybody for deals, I would suggest contact some of your friends and family that you know or you suspect have got money. This is genius now, because rather than actually asking them for money, you should never do that, because it's awkward. If they're your friend or your mom and you go, hey mom, I've got this deal, could you give me 100 grand? It's awkward, because if she says no, she might fear that it would damage your relationship. If she says yes, it's just a bit awkward asking for money. So here's what you do instead. You contact your friends and your family and your loved ones that you know or you think or you suspect might have money, and you ask them for their advice. So you say, hey auntie, hey uncle, hey friend, hey Bob next door, I've got this deal that I'm working on at the moment, and I'm just structuring everything, and I'd really love to get your opinion. Would it be possible that I could meet you for a coffee and I can share the deal with you, and then maybe you can just let me know if you've got any advice or any pointers, because I really value your advice. Who's going to say no to that, right? Your mom or whoever will be like, yeah, sure thing. Now, this is not being manipulative, by the way. This is just making it easy for them to walk away from the deal. Because if you say to them, hey, I've got this deal, do you want to invest? It's awkward. But if you say, hey, I've got this deal, I'd love to talk to you about it and get your advice, then what you do is you show them the deal, you show them how freaking amazing it is, and go, look, it's going to make this much money. You show them, and hopefully they'll be impressed. And then you say, also, here's how we're going to be structuring it. I'm actually looking for a joint venture partner. I'm looking for someone to put 100 grand in. This is how we're going to be structuring it. Do you think that seems fair? Okay, cool. And then you can say, well, look, if you know anybody that you think might be able to be a suitable joint venture partner or an investor, do let me know, because I am looking for an investor. That's it. Nothing else. If they don't bite, if they don't go, well, you know what? We could be interested, then they're not interested. So you never had to ask in the first place. Just leave it, move on. Once you've exhausted your friends and family and you've spoken to them, if no one's interested, hopefully they will be, that's when you can start their networking, going on social media, talking about the deal. Be careful of not posting specifics. When you're posting on social media, it's against the FCA regulations for you to post a deal and say, I'm guaranteeing to offer X%. You can't do that. But what you can do is you can post the deal and just say, hey, I've got this deal. I'm looking for partners. If anyone's interested, DM me. We can have a chat. You can go to networking events. And you can, normally when you go to a lot of networking events, if it's a specific business networking event opportunity, you usually have like 60 seconds to stand up and just pitch your business. So you can stand up and say, hey, I've just secured a property which we're going to be splitting into 4 flats. It's got £100,000 profit. I'm currently looking for a partner with somebody that's got some capital. If you know anybody, come and see me in the break. Easy, right? This is how you do it. Another thing I want to say on social media as well, the final point, is build your brand on social media. Every time you do a deal, every time you even view a house, every time you do anything that shows that you're in the game, you're in the business, you're getting results, post it on social media, share your journey, and then all of your contacts will be like, oh, this person's doing deals, this person's doing well. Never grumble. Don't bitch online about, oh, I hate the Prime Minister, and bitch and go on about how hard life is and how depressed you are. Because if you do that, what's going to happen is you're going to be repulsing your potential future investors. So this is not about betraying a fake life or fake it till you make it. This is about build your brand and show people what you're doing to build up your reputation, get good deals, structure it right, and that hopefully was a useful video.